Greetings, fellow scrappers, and welcome back to the channel, to my kitchen table. So I thought today I would try to scrap out some battery backups. I've got four or five of them here. They are pretty good for getting a battery and a transformer. I would again caution you, these can have a live charge, and if you're not careful, you could potentially get zapped. So please do be very careful when doing these. I've unscrewed the outside cover, I think. And let me tell you, these are heavy as you know what. This one's been sitting in the weather. It's a bit corroded, which does concern me just a little bit. I expect to get a very good power board out of it with a lot of copper, maybe some aluminum. I expect to get a battery, and I expect to get a transformer. And of course a bit of light iron. This one's bunkered up. Yeah, we're not gonna get that one off without a fight. As I said, this particular unit has been sitting outside, so I'm sure that will present more than its share of problems. Anyway, it continues to be cold in Connecticut, and I've been trying to stay inside. I do not like the cold. I reckon not that many people do, but I really don't like the cold. Oh, looky there. So we've got a battery, and now I know I don't have to worry about anything. The battery is disconnected, and that should protect me from getting zapped. Try the cover off. Carefully. Okay. Got myself some light iron. I'm doing a lot less running to the scrapyard these days. Number one, it's cold, and number two, for 40 cents or so per 100 pounds, or some ridiculous number like that, it's not exactly something that's a good use of my time. The iScrap app says that they expect steel prices and stuff to go up. Well, we'll see. We'll see. See what happens, as they say. I really should be wearing gloves. I probably will go down and get them. I don't really feel like getting cut. By the way, y'all, if you do a lot of scrapping, make sure you keep up on your tetanus shots, eh? Because, you know, we're always cutting ourselves in this profession. Boy, this one smells of rust. Yuck. Come on now. Off with your head. There we go. And as I anticipated, I've got a good power board and a good transformer. I don't break transformers apart. I probably would if it was the summertime and I was outdoors. These are something I'll just save till I have a truck full, and then I'll bring them to the local yard. Okay, at this point I'm fairly safe here. The battery, of course, is disconnected, so I don't really have to worry too much about getting electrocuted. And as I said, you do have to be careful with these types of units. You really can get hurt. Okay. Now let's get at it. This is a very good quality copper wire. You definitely would like to keep this separated. There's a lot better copper recovery to this kind of wire than there is the spaghetti wire. So that is worth putting in its own little bin. Okay. This ribbon wire, this can go in with your computer wire, your appliance wire. It's very low grade. And, you know, you definitely want to keep this stuff separated because you got to maximize your value, right? A little rubbishy board. This really isn't anything to bother with. Okay. And disconnect everything so I don't have to worry. Snip, snip. I should also be able to get some brass out of these plugs. There's usually a bit of brass in there. And just work our way down here and see what we find. This is, I think, like 40% recovery. It's not very high grade, but this is much higher. Here you can see the difference. This is worth stripping if you're so inclined to do so, or at the very bare minimum, do separate it because you'll get a better price for that wire. Yeah, this tends to be a bit more bendy, if you will. It'll hold a shape. You can actually, you know, twist it and bend it a bit. So that is worth separating. This will just work our way down here. I'll get the power board out. We've gotten the battery out already, of course. And I'll go after the transformer when I can get at it with everything else out of my way. Okay, so we'll get some aluminum, we'll get some copper, and this will just be a regular power board, low-grade power board. I am a proponent of taking what you can off of these just because it is becoming more and more difficult to find e-scrap. Of course, right now it's the middle of the winter, and you know, I like to maximize the amount of money I'm going to make off these things. So I'll get my wire, I'll get my copper, hopefully. Okay, and we should have 4 to 6 screws here. One, 2. 3. There's usually one on each corner here. You definitely will need a long-handled Phillips screwdriver to get at these, for sure. Okay, one more here. Voila. One power board. And I'm hoping I can power up some likes here. So if you haven't yet, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help the channel. I am a fairly new channel. Can't you tell by my nervousness on screen? But it does help, and I would like to do a lot more with YouTube. Not just scrapping, but I also do instrument repair, I do music lessons, I do a lot of different things just to keep myself busy. So I'll take these off. These MOSFETs will be copper bearing, and we'll get those off. That's just a regular power board, nothing special. I'm not sure how I'm going to get this off just yet. There are some very big screws and bolts and things, but the problem is they are rusted. So what I will probably do is take this down to the icy cold basement, and I will put some penetrating oil, some 3-in-1 oil, some such thing on there, and I will try and loosen them in a bit. It's just they're not going to come off right now the way this sits. And this board has zero give to it, so just for fun, let's see if we can get at it with the long-handled screwdrivers are really your best bet at getting at some of these. Again, though, some of these are rusted, and there's really not going to be too much I can do about it. Huh. Oh, son of a gun. I got it. Didn't think I was gonna. Well, that'll save me a trip down to the basement. It's cold down there. When I was growing up, we had a finished family room down there. But now I've converted it to a workshop and a home office on one side, from which I run my band instrument rental business, ConnecticutBandInstruments.com, if you need to rent instruments. And then I just do this as well. Well, son of a gun, we got it. There are a lot of people who will take these apart. They'll use a sawzall, they'll cut it, they'll bang the bejeebers out of it. I don't have the time nor interest, nor actually the strength to pursue that. I will sell these whole to the scrapyard. How about that? That is copper. It is a beautiful copper transformer. Okay. Well, that was good. I didn't think I was going to get that guy off at all. I did expect to find some brass here. I do see some inside. I don't think I'm going to microscrap all that. I really, I draw the line at some point. We'll take a peek though, we'll take a peek, gotta take a peek. Okay, if I got it, she can go just like this. A couple more little snips. And I'll take this out to the truck. Throw it in with the rest of my shred. And I'll be back with another one. Okay, this is an APC computer backup. Battery backup. This one I usually find when I find a bunch of computers. I'll usually find a few of these as well. And again, these are somewhat current, no pun intended. So you'll want to be careful that nothing is connected to the battery and you don't get hurt. This front cover should come off. I don't see any screws or anything really holding it on. If all else fails, I'll take it down to the workbench and bang it open. Sometimes it's just satisfying to smash things. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. I'm going to take this downstairs and smash it. I'll be right back. I've put the other one downstairs and I'll deal with that shortly. This is a Cyber Power. These are actually pretty expensive. If you have a way to test these, you might be able to actually resell them. They are a fairly current and fairly sought after model. In this case, I got it with a pallet of old computers. I don't know what kind of condition it is. So, without a way to test it, it's going to get scrapped. The other one that I just brought down to the basement to deal with after has no screws on it to get anything apart. But this one, there's some screws in the front. And I know for a fact there's some nice copper in there. I've taken a few of these apart over the years I've been doing this, and again, I've got to be careful. I don't know that this battery is live or not, so I'm not going to take a chance. Okay, 1, 2 is an old stowaway. Okay. Let's see if we can get the cover off. Yeah. That's a good bit easier. Again, I'm going to go ahead and snip to make sure I don't get zapped. Again, this is a higher grade copper wire. Definitely something you're going to want to keep and separate. This one I do know has some brass in it that I'll go after. I'll go after I'll go after it afterwards. There we go. And we'll get this copper wire here. And let's see. Let's see. This has 2 batteries in it. And I'm going to snip just to break the circuit, if you will. Okay. I know what's going to happen when this piece comes apart. These 2 batteries are going to fall down and go boom. These can be heavy. I had one last night with 4 batteries in it, and that's actually how I separated my ribs this morning. 1, 2. Feels like steel. I'll check it with the magnet after. I'm sure that's steel and not aluminum. Rubbish. Batteries out. 2. Actually got a pretty good carload of batteries going at this point. Boy, not much of a power board in this thing at all, eh? This is about as low grade as you can get. Huh. My goodness. Okay, we'll get the board out of the way. Sometimes they're held in by bits of wire, not even so much a screw, but there'll be a wire holding the whole bit together. These can be aluminum, stainless, or brass. Certainly something you can check when you go to do your wires later. I'll hold off on that. We'll snip these as close to this as we can. Again, I am not going to go breaking out the reciprocating saw and cutting transformers. And number 1, it's too cold outside to go do it. And number 2, it's really, not that I'm afraid of hard work, but I don't feel comfortable enough using something like a Sawzall or I'll use an angle grinder on occasion, but you know, I'm here, I am by myself, and I don't know, yeah, a certain amount of prudence is called for. Prudence! Okay. And again, a little bit better wire. You definitely want to separate this from the junky spaghetti wire. This is actually probably strippable, which is something I might do. Again, I don't know. Just for me, it depends what kind of time I have. I don't like to have the house get messy. And I'm not in a situation where I need to scrap full time. So sometimes I just don't go after the whole bit. I'll go after the copper. I mean, I'll take that off. I'll save the copper musfoots. I've got a rather large garbage can full of them. They do have copper in them. Copper's kind of a pain in the tuchus to go after on these MOSFETs. Scrap It All has a really good video on that if you want to watch it. If I were to go after them, I would find a crusher. I would smash the bejabbers out of them, and I would float the plastic off. It's just what's easier for me. Again, I don't really need to get into that level of micro scrapping. I could, but just not really necessary at this point in my life. Voila! This will be copper for sure. I can already tell by the weight. It's heavy, and yeah, that's copper. Yep. All day. So I've gotten so far 2 transformers and 3 batteries, a bit of wire, and some boards. I'm going to put the video on pause for a moment, and I'm going to see if I can get the cover off that other power battery backup that I have here. It's really becoming rather difficult, so I put it aside. This one wasn't too bad though. Okay, we'll be back in a minute. I am back from the basement, and I did manage to get into this a bit more. There's not a screw on this thing, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, try and get it apart. I did finally manage to get the front cover off, and what I think there are screws in here, down in here, which I couldn't see. There was a cover on here before, and pretty sure that's what was holding this whole thing together. See, as I said, I do tend to be a little more careful. We should always be careful, but I am here alone and I don't want to get hurt. Last. This is an APC. I do see these with a lot of our computer pickups. Maybe I should have watched a video on how to take this puppy apart, eh? She's got a lot of goodies in there. A couple of batteries here. A very nice power board, and I'm presuming a transformer of some type. Let's see. There's a screw here. I'm betting there's one here. I do have safety glasses on, by the way, because I don't really feel like having this pop off and smack me in the eye. That would not be good. This one's annoying the you-know-what out of me. It takes some doing. I don't get annoyed very easily. boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, that's apart, but let me flip this up and see if there's some screws in the front. Ah, hello. Smarty pants. Note to self, check out somebody else's video before you take one of these apart again. Yeah. That's the irony. I've done these before, but it's really just been a while since I've done one. You can see I was busy with the hammer before, huh? I did. I went down and smashed the bejabbers out of it. I am going to go ahead and cut this just out of an abundance of caution. So if these batteries are still connected to the transformer or to some type of a capacitor, you really can get zapped. All right, I am going to put this one aside. Scrap wins, but get the batteries out. Two more nice batteries for the collection. Not really a bad day. We got 2, 4, 5. I think I got about 10 or 11 batteries out of the several of these that I did today, and a few good-sized transformers. Again, I'll probably just put them all at my storage locker, and when I get enough, I'll make a trip. My local yard doesn't really pay well enough for me to waste my time. So I am going to give up. You just know you're just missing one little screw or one little something or other, and but I'm going to walk away, take a little break on this, and get the power board and the transformer out. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. Kind of sad that Peter Yarrow has passed away. Really tremendous loss to the music world. They really were way to go, Peter, Paul, and Mary. I don't think people realize just how much music they gave to us. And to those of us who are musicians, they taught us the beauty of a 1-4-5-1 or a 1-4-6-5-1 chord progression. If you're a musician, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, well, I'm going to go downstairs and beat this off with a hammer, and I'll probably just conclude the video there because scrap one. Take care, everybody. Bye.